Well, everybody, welcome to this session, the freelancing session 2023. And this one is Scale Up 2023. The theme of this is how to become or how to be a 3,000 to 5,000 per month freelancer. Now, the way this session will go, there will be stories. I'll share stories. Then there will be lessons. I'll share lessons. Then we'll have practicals. So I want you to follow me on this journey. I want you to pay attention on everything I'm going to talk about. Also, if by any chance you get, logged out, or you get, because of internet, you get booted out from this class, you can go to YouTube. Just go to my channel. It's currently live streamed. From YouTube, you'll be able to follow us on this. So let's go straight to the business. This session is going to cover scaling. So I'll be talking more about scaling for those who want to earn big, but it will not be for scalers alone. It will not be for people who want to scale alone. We'll also cover those who are newbie freelancers. We'll cover newbie freelancers. I'll cover them briefly. But so that means everybody will get the opportunity to see how they can benefit from this. So who am I? My name is Benga Debi, and I'm the recent proud teacher. Now, why am I proud? Let me tell you why I'm proud. So you can see my profile. I'm proud because my students are successful. I'm able to teach them and they're able to listen to me. They're able to get success, or they're able to succeed. So that's why I call myself proud teacher. So I'm very proud that I've been able to create a lot of success stories. So I started freelancing 8 years ago and I started coaching. So I started freelancing, and in 2 months, I already started teaching people. In 2 months, I started teaching people freelancing. So my mission is to create 1,000 youths who are earning $100,000 every year. 3 years ago, which is 2021, I had one of my students cross 100K. Then last year, which is 2022, I had another student cross 100K. And I have a lot of them who are close to 100K. And I'll be sharing their stories. And I'll also be sharing tips you can use to replicate their success. Then we'll also, in the third session of the class, we'll go into practical. I'll just show you. I'll enter Upwork. I'll enter some sites, and I'll show you how to navigate this site, like in the time that we have. So why should you listen to me? Some of you know me. Some of you have known me for years. Others are meeting me for the first time. So, but why should you listen to me? For those who are meeting me for the first time, first of all, I mentioned some stories of my students, and these are screenshots. These are testimonial screenshots. So number one I like to talk about is Peter. So Peter is my very good student. I met Peter after the pandemic, that's late 2020, December 2020. We started freelancing actively, around January, February 2021. And between March, if you can look at the timestamp here, between March 2021 and last year, December, you can see Peter was able to generate 100K. He was able to cross 100K between 2021 and 2022. So that's, if Peter can do it, you too, you can do it. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you what you need to do to replicate this. So next is Sam. I met Sam last year. I met Sam January 27 last year, January 27, 28. So he sent me a message January 27. I didn't reply to him because he sent me a message around in midnight. So I did not respond to him then, but I replied him the next morning, which is 28. Now, I'll share stories with you, then I'll share tips with you, then I'll share practicals with you. That's how we're going to have this run. For this, Sam was able to do from $500, was able to grow to about 30K, if you can see it here. Sam is a writer. And now, a lot of people will tell me, oh, your students are only writers. No, I don't just have writers. And right now, he got a full-time contract that is paying him about 5,000, close to 6,000 per month. So that's Sam for you. Then I also have Ola. Ola is one of the testimonials I like to talk about. Ola was able to use the trainings I gave him, and from $100 per month, Ola was able to make $30,000 in 1 year. And Ola shared the testimonial with me last December that I was able to take him and his wife, him and his family to the UK. So right now, Ola has been able to use his freelancing income to, from someone that earns $100 to someone that is making over $30,000 in a year. Okay, now another story is this. I have another story of my student. His name is Special. I call him my super student. He's my first super student. He's the first one that trailblazed. It's because of him. A lot of successful stories I have today were due to what he was able to do, because he's currently in school. That's why. If not, I'm sure he would have crossed 100K too. But he's currently in school, so he's really meeting not limiting per se. So he has exams that he's doing. So that's why he can't, but right now he has made close to 80K, more than 80K plus, so he's one of my students too. Now, then I have Adams and team. Two of them, they made about 30K last year. I'm talking about December. They made 30K last year. So Adams and team. So now, as I said, not all my students are writers. So Tim is a copywriter. Adams is an SEO specialist. My super student is a writer. Ola is a writer. Sam is a writer. Oh, people will start saying writers, but no, that's not a factor. But Peter is a tech recruiter. Then we have Toby. Yeah, Toby is a data analyst. Toby started our daily challenge. So I did a $10,000 in 60 days daily challenge. So Toby did it with us, and he was able to do 9,000 plus. So he was telling me here that I didn't meet 10,000, but he did 9,000 plus, and I was happy. I tell students to set goals for themselves, because if you're not even able to set the goals, if you're not able to achieve the goals, at least you would achieve close to it. Imagine someone complaining that he didn't eat $10,000 in 2 months. So that means he was able to make at least $4,005. And if you convert that to Naira, you know the Naira equivalent. So then so these are some testimonials I even got this week. So this week, some students shared this with me this week. Olarewaju got my course. I have a course I just launched. It's about 3 months now that I launched the course, or less than 3 months. Then I have someone from way back. So he is not a writer, at least. He's a technical customer support. Olarewaju is also not a writer. He's a web developer, designer. So you can see these two guys, 7K, 20K, they are not writers. Then I have super women too. So I've been talking about guys. I have ladies that are doing so well too. So I have Motun. Motun is one of my best students. Motun is a lady. She does data annotation and data analytics. Now, Motun has been able to help herself, not just herself alone. Motun created an agency. Motun created an agency for about 20 ladies, and she's been able to help them to, do well. Then I have Oluwatoni. Oluwatoni is a lady. She's a writer. She's able to do 7K for herself. She had a lot of challenges last year, but, that didn't stop her. So that's Oluwatoni. I have Abisoye. Abisoye is a copywriter. When Abisoye met me, she didn't even know how to price. And if you look at this 1,400 contract, Abisoye was able to price well. She was able to make $70 per hour. Then I have Abisola. Abisola is also a lady. She got a full-time role, $1,000 plus another $1,000 performance bonus. So that's like $2,000 up front. Then $1,000 to be reviewed. So this is Abisola. Abisola is also a lady. So I have Temitayo. Temitayo is a cybersecurity person. Temitayo's story is a funny story. So Temitayo, she got my course, and she was not successful with the course, but not successful, though she didn't do anything with the course. So she got my course in October. She didn't do anything with the course. Then November, she reached out to me. She said she was serious. She was going to be serious. She had stuff she was doing. So she said she was going to be serious. Now, Temitayo's story is beautiful because she said she was going to be serious on Saturday, and she got this particular job on a Tuesday in the space of 3 days. So she started freelancing in 3 days, and she got her first job, and they were paying her $1,000 per month. So she's into cybersecurity. She's not a writer. Not all of my students are writers. So now, it's not even just Upwork alone, because most of the testimonials they are seeing is Upwork. So let me talk about this. I have one of my students, she and her husband, they use Fiverr. I started with the she's here this time around. So then I have Susan. Susan is one of my best students. Susie does Fiverr very well, and I've been able to help her. She's now a level 2 seller on Fiverr. I have Chris. Chris was able to get a full-time job on LinkedIn. Then I have Chiaka, lady. She got a part-time job that was going to be paying her 1.2 million converted to Naira. Yeah. Then I have Violet. Violet is one of my best LinkedIn students. Violet is now a superstar on LinkedIn. I have, Lawson. Lawson is doing so well, and he's a designer. He got a job via LinkedIn. Yeah. So then I have Olatu. He was able to, Fiverr, from Fiverr, was able to do 1 night, then another student is able to do 3-5 via Fiverr. So yes, I wanted you to have a basic idea of the stories of different people who have been able to help themselves to these things. So now, I've told you stories. Now, let me tell you how did they do it and what are the things you can replicate from them. That's the next section we're going to be going into now. So I want you to pay attention very, very closely. I'm going to go into the tips section. I will share tips with you. And I'm also going to go into practical session. We'll have practicals, so I want you to pay attention. Now, so what do you need to scale? Like, if you want to get the results like those stories I shared with you, what do you need to scale? So 12 tips. And I have a Medium article on this, but this is me sharing with you so that you understand and you have a basic knowledge of what you need. So number one, you need the right mindset. It's important you prepare your mind. Now, if you don't have the right mindset, work on your mindset. Now, I'm telling you this, it looks like it's cliche, but please, mindset is everything. You can't do 50K if you don't imagine yourself doing it. If you can't picture yourself doing it, you can't do it. You start with your thinking, your belief system. So it's important you have the right mindset, because that's the first thing. Now, your mindset will even affect how you build your profile. Your mindset will affect the rate you set. Now, your mindset, if you believe you are not good enough, you won't be able to call prices, because someone will call $100 for a particular job, and another person will call $1,000 for the same job. It's because the guy or the lady that called $100, they don't see themselves as someone that can command $1,000. So number one, you need to put yourself in the right mindset, or you need to give yourself the right mindset. If you want to scale, if you want to be someone that will be doing 3K, 5K per month, or 50K, 100K per year, you need to have the right mindset. So you need to work on your mindset. Very, very important. Now, the next thing is this: set it as a goal. Now, at the beginning of this year, I've told all my students, both one-on-one, both who got my course, I've told them to set their goals. Set your goal for 2023, set your goal for January 2023. Now, set goals that would that will propel you to action. Also, you can break your goals down, set a big goal for the yearly goal, then break it down into monthly, weekly, and on like that. Now, the next thing is learn how to scale. Now, remember that the theme of this particular section is for those who want to be earning 3K, 5K per month. And we would go into a particular section for those who have not even earned anything, but that will be briefly. But majorly, this is for people who want to earn big. Now, to scale, you need to understand that there are 3 major roles that a freelancer takes, or someone who works online takes. And you don't have to be the one to fill all the 3 roles. You can have team members to assist you. Now, number 1 role is a technician, the person that does the work. Number 2 role is a manager, the person that organizes things. Number 3 is a salesperson, the person that gets business. Now, understand that right now, at the beginning of your freelance career, at the beginning of your freelance journey, you are the one doing all this. You are the one looking for a job. You are the one managing clients, organizing the job. You are also the one doing the job. But when you want to scale, someone has to start managing one of these 3 for you. But basically, you even be the one seeking business because you are the one relating with the client. But especially role 1. So most of my students that have been able to scale, you hear them say, oh, I now have someone still reach out to me today when I taught him to scale, and he said he now has 12 writers working with him. That is scaling. There are 2 ways to scale, which we'll briefly talk about at the end of quality and quantity. But he came to me today, this afternoon, he said, oh, I've grown my writing business, and he was telling me he wants to grow more. I've not had time to answer him because I had a lot of messages. But from the messages he sent to me, tells me that he has scaled from a 1-person business to someone who has 12 writers. So when you want to scale, you need to have that at the back of your mind. Then you also understand, adding to point number 3, the scaling part, you need to understand leverage, that you have to think big. You don't have to be the one to complete a job. You can collaborate. You can collaborate with other freelancers. You are not competing with other people. You can collaborate with them. You guys can come together and 1 + 1 will be greater than 2. Then the next point is pricing. You need to understand how to price accordingly. Like, the best pricing is value-based pricing, and you need to master how to charge based on the value you bring. Let me even share a story. One guy posted something one day. He said, what's the highest that you've ever paid for logo design? Or what's the highest someone have paid for a logo design? And someone replied that they know a company that paid $1.5 million for a logo design. Do you understand? $1.5 million. Someone paid $1.5 million for logo design. The same logo design that some people are doing for free, or the same logo design some people are charging 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. For those who are not Nigerians, same logo design, some people are charging $10, $20 for. Someone paid $1.5 million for a logo design. So you understand that pricing is perception, So pricing is perceived value. And one thing you should do this year is everything you are thinking of value-based pricing that will make people feel happy paying what you are charging. And for this to work, you must ensure you are targeting quality clients. You must also ensure that you are valuable. You ensure that you are walking the talk. Very important. Then another thing you need to do is, you need to target quality clients, because I've started talking about that. You don't want to work with clients that will stress you. You can't afford to waste your time with mediocre clients, because if you want to scale, you need quality clients. Now, as you are building your portfolio at the beginning of your career, you can work with mediocre clients to build your reviews, or to turn 0 to 1, or to just, warm up yourself. But note that at the end of the day, they are not your full-time goal, they are not your long-term goal. What you look for is what you get. If you are looking for quality clients, you would get quality clients. If your antenna is saying, I'm only looking for people who are going to pay me big, that's who you will see. Now, your portfolio must be top-notch. Now, as you work, please ensure that you're updating your portfolio, because as you are working, you are getting better. So the portfolio you started with is not what we currently have now. Go back to your portfolio, update it, save them, keep them, showcase your portfolio to the world. If you don't blow your trumpet, nobody will blow it for you. You can create samples for the potential jobs that you even want to. So if you want a job that you've not done before, you can create a sample of it. Because most times, 9 out of 10 times, clients will ask you, have you done it before? Or I want to see your samples. People believe sample better than what you tell them you can do. But if you're a super salesman, if you're a super copywriter, you can, convince them with words. But mostly, if you can't convince with words, then convince with your sample. If you are going for big projects, load your best samples. Don't just send 100 samples or 50 samples. Put your best samples, because how many people have time to read plenty samples? You post a job and you see some people sending you 13 samples, 15 samples. Do I have the time to check everything? Why not send 3 of your best jobs? And this is going to all of you. When you are positioning for jobs, just send your best. Look at all your samples. Which one is the ones that that you are proud of, the ones that that the clients were happy with? So send that. Those are the ones you should send. Top 3 or top 5. Unless they now request for more, then you send more. But also restructure your profile. You have to walk the talk. I'm going to be in the practical sessions, we'll go into platforms that require resume. So always, restructure your profile, restructure your resume, because if you are targeting big clients, you want to look the talk. Your profile, remember, I've talked about your portfolio. I've talked about how you're targeting the big clients. So your profile should look it, ensure that, now, one thing you need to know about your profile is that your profile will talk for you when you are not there. So don't just assume. Make sure, potential questions that clients will have about you, make sure your profile has answered those questions. It's important you have that. It's important your profile, everything is answered. Very, very important. So everything you've done. I've met people that I'll go through their profile and I'll be speaking with them. They will say, I even know how to do this, but I didn't put it on my profile. And I'm asking, where do you want to put it? Am I a witch? How will I know you can do it if it's not on your profile? So always ensure your profile is fully optimized with what you can do. I'm not talking about Upwork alone. I'm talking LinkedIn profile. I'm talking your resume, your one-page, and we'll get to that section. We'll talk about it. Then learn how to write mind-blowing proposals. The key thing to proposal writing, because I have an ebook and I've gotten my students millions of dollars worth of jobs with proposal, with templates, and I have some free templates I do share too. But the key thing to proposal writing is you must show your expertise, you must show your experience, you must show your understanding of the client's pain points, that you understand what they are looking for. That you're not just any other person, you're not just a random Tom, Dick, and Harry, but you understand them. You can even speak in their language. You understand their pain points, then you are showing them how and why you are the best person for the role. Everything, you should factor in everything when you are writing your proposals. So whether it's freelancing platform, whether it's social media, cold email, ensure that your proposals are top-notch, ensure that your cold emails, ensure that top-notch, show your experience, show your expertise, and make them understand that you can solve their pain point. Now, the third point is this: always deliver quality. Now, when you deliver quality, you will get referrals, you will get return clients. Don't just deliver a good job, always deliver a great job. Give your clients, give them a wow experience. Make them become return clients, make them give you referrals, because clients will talk about you when you do well. Trust me, I've worked with a client that referred me to his friend because I did so well for him. So when you do well, they have network of clients too. They will refer you and you'll be able to even retain them. And retaining clients is going to make you more money than always looking for clients regularly. And there's one thing you guys need to know. There's something you need to know. Clients will think in a good or bad job. Now, good can be relative in the sense that good can be excellent, good can be very, very good, and bad can be fair, okay. But mostly, clients will think in good or bad. If your job is good, they would call you back. They want to work with you again. If the job is bad, they won't even come back again. Please, this year, as you are scaling, as you are positioning yourself for big money, big jobs, ensure that you are delivering, a wow experience for clients. Then learn how to upsell those clients, the ones that are coming back to you. Now, what do I mean by upselling? If you have other services, if you have other things you can do for them, learn how to show them that you can take on more responsibilities, you can solve their main pain point. Now, the thing is this: when a client see that you've done well in A, it's easy for them to give you B, C, D, E, F. Because you've done so well in A, you already have a reputation in the client's mind. So I've worked with a client where I only did writing for the client, and I was able to design a website for that particular client. And I'm not even a website designer. That's a long story for another day. I've worked with another client where I started at, was it $600 per month when he hired me full time? So I first did a job for him. I did it so well. He sent me another one. I did it so well, and he hired me at $600 per month. Now this was, I'm talking about 2019. So this is 4 years ago. Wow. Even at that $600 per month, I knew that it was not my money. It was not my rate. But I just resumed freelancing. I took time off. I came back. So I said, no problem. I will do so well that this client, I'll be able to, I'll deliver so well for this client. So that was my mindset. But to cut the long story short, I was able to upsell this particular client to $2,000 per month from $600 per month. Because I was doing so well, I was noticing some things in the business, and I was telling them, this is not doing so well. I can handle it for you. And before you know it, my money started from 600, became 900, 1,2, became 1,8, became $2,000 per month. This was 2019. Now, so learn how to upsell clients. Then the final point is skill up. Now, everything I've mentioned, everything I've talked about will not make sense if you don't have the right skills. If you are not skilling up, if you are not improving your skills, you won't be valuable. You need to keep to time. You need to follow the trend. You need to follow the time. You need to follow what's happening. You need to ensure that you're dynamic, that you're not static. You need to ensure that you're not staying in one place. So very, very important. So skilling up is important. So that's the final thing